candy walls with the Savoy Ballroom, as well as Dance With Me. I remember our first year opening up in the Savoy Ballroom, and we were already past our eyeballs in debt. We were in more debt than we'd ever imagined possible. We had begged, borrowed, and stole from everyone we could think of, even people we couldn't think of that were sent our way. We talked with City, we talked with Score, we talked with, I don't know, just anyone we could. Family, friends, people we knew through other people's churches. It was crazy. And then we hit the end of our first year, and we were informed that our property taxes had gone up by $8,000, and that was going to be due, obviously, in December. And here we were going into our first December with no real great income coming in until maybe May or June. And our expenses were mounting, and we had no way to survive.
And that happens to be the end of fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And taxes are due, and payroll taxes are due, and unemployment taxes are due.
And every renewal. And so we sold my truck.
Liquor license renewals.
I sold my truck, got $8,000 out of it to cover property taxes. Everybody else going into January, we spent 3 months calling everyone we owed money to and begging, pleading, taking every late fee they would give us, and just tell them, look, I can write you a check, it'll bounce. We did write many checks that bounced, and we would just apologize, and we just...
Actually, and we did call our vendors.
But we called lots of
We were
people,
very
yeah.
honest with our vendors and said, this is where we're at, and we don't have all this right now, but we have no intention of running out on this, and they would work with us. So I think that was helpful, and it was being very open with our vendors when we needed help.
Yeah, there's a lot of them that we talked with. It's just like, oh my God, I can't believe this. I owe you $2,000. I know I owe it to you, and I've owed it to you for some time, but I can't give it to you now, and I can't even make a $100 payment right now. In fact, I can't give you anything right now. And there were people who gave us leeway. They just...
And then another thing we did was we talked to some professionals in the business, and we changed the way we took payments. So instead of having, because we're in the wedding business and we get all our money, in the summertime, June, May, and we spread our payments out over the year. So instead of having it all at once, it was spread out a little more, which kind of helped us weather the slim months.
So moving forward, but of course, that first January, that really didn't help us. It's like, yeah, that would have been great if we were doing that, but we didn't. So it was just...
So we ate at home a lot. We cut our expenses everywhere we possibly could. We cut our TV out. We have one car. And we just cut everything we could and quit spending money and just drove on through.
In fact, the car was paid off before we had the business, and it now has a loan on it as well. So, I mean, we literally took loans on anything we could. Even started shopping prices on a kidney, because I'm sure I could get something out of at least one of them.
We have considered selling kidneys. We still have all of our kidneys.
Well, while things aren't as tight as they were back then, we're now, what are we, rounding the corner into 7 years at the Savoy, and going into this, having payments for the year is helping. We still have staffing costs. I don't know, there's a lot of costs that are a lot higher than we thought they would be. Everybody that gives us advice on this is how much you should have in liquid assets in your bank, we just laugh at them, because we're not sure when we're going to hit that point. And we still aren't to the point where if someone asks us, so when are you taking a vacation? We don't even have a real tangible answer on that, unless there's a free vacation somewhere that also still pays our bills. So,
it's really just constantly looking at our expenses and seeing what we can do and where we can do it, and being as careful as we can, and checking, figuring out advertising and where we need to be, and constantly looking at our price point and where we need to be within the market in Springfield. So it's just really constantly analyzing our numbers every month.
And we do what we need to do. I mean, if it helps us to trim costs by not scheduling as much cleanup staff, and we just clean until 3 in the morning, then we do it. If we have to work 7 days a week, which is pretty much every week, then we do it. If we have to come in early on a Sunday, if we have to work late on a Monday night or a Tuesday night, we do whatever. And it's just that you have to be willing to do that, or the business won't survive.